I recorded this video that I'm about to show you some weeks ago, and for whatever reason I didn't post it. But with that recent news of Chuck Schumer sending a strongly worded email to Donald Trump and just all of the protests and everything, I believe it's still relevant and still a message that I'd like to get out there. So yeah, just know that some of the things that you hear might be dated by a few weeks or months or whatever, but it's still relevant. And yeah, let's make some things happen. Let's make some moves here in our current climate. So I'm sitting here thinking about the headlines I'm seeing about Chuck Schumer going along with the spending plan for the Republicans and how it's gonna totally screw over a significant portion of the citizens in this country. And it got me thinking about establishment Democrats versus progressives, and how many people on both sides of the aisle are really sick of the two-party system and don't believe that anybody is here for them. So my question is, why do we just keep voting for these career politicians instead of voting for regular citizens? Why do we feel like these people who have gone to school to play the game are the best suited for representing us as a whole, right? The reason I ask, and I know a lot of the reason is because they're the only people that we hear about. These PACs dump so much money into politics that we only see commercials from certain people. So I'm wondering, why not start a platform that is exclusively for people who want to run for things, regular people who can't afford commercials to run on the major networks, right? And anybody who's interested in that can tap in and find out the things they need to know about the smaller candidates who are actually here to help them and to be helpful to the people, right? Because you say you want to drain the swamp on the right, but you keep electing swamp creatures. And then on the left, it's you say you're tired of the two-party system, but also we really don't have a lot of protections against the people on the right who stay united for whatever reason. And then there are the people in the middle who are just kind of who have gotten to the point where they just given up on it, and it's just the system that's beating us down to the point where some of us are just kind of over it and just kind of accepting our fate, right? And another thing I was thinking is that one of the reasons I think that we got here is I think Generation X, along with the baby boomers, obviously the baby boomers, but I think Generation X has bought into this shit too. And I say that because I have a friend, a really close friend, who's a bit older than me, and I mentioned getting into politics, and he was like, you don't just get into politics, it's this whole process and blah blah blah. And it's why not? Why can't you just get into politics, right? It can't be that hard to say, hey, this is what the people want, and I don't care how much money that you're trying to throw in here. This is what the people want, and by doing what the people want, that's how I'm going to keep getting reelected. It's not hard to figure out diplomacy and something like the Israel situation, where you can say we are sticking with our allies, we are standing with our allies, and we're holding them accountable and not condoning a genocide and not condoning just taking more and more territory for the rich people of your country, rather than respecting the sovereignty of another people. It's not that hard to figure this stuff out, but we make it seem like it is. And it's not that hard to figure out that a person who is coming in and slashing all of these benefits and who doesn't really give a shit and has billions and billions of dollars, so it's never going to touch him. And the only departments he's shutting down are the ones that are looking into the dirt that he's doing. It's not that hard to put the two and two together, but I don't understand also why people confuse like wealth with brilliance. It's not the same thing. When you're born wealthy, it's not because you're smart or brilliant. Like, these guys were born wealthy already. And I don't understand why we can't accept that. But I think what I'm trying to get at is, let's figure out a way to just start putting regular people into these situations. Because you know what? I think that we're educated enough that we can do that, and that's why they want to destroy the Department of Education, so we can go back to the point before where, you know, the diplomats and the fucking politicians could sit there and say, well, the people aren't educated enough to make informed decisions. Because at this point we are. And they want to revert it back so they can revert back to everything that they had before and take us back to like the 1800s, where like the Rockefellers and all that just ran shit however they wanted to, and, you know, robbed us blind while we sat here and starved to death and struggled all the time. So let's do something.